Okay, contemplating doing this open boxing. So many people have already done it and will do it. I figured, what the hell, I'll go ahead and do it. My newest toy, the Falcore Connex racing drone. Its major feature to me is the fact that it's got a Connex transmitter on it, which allows HD viewing live. Top panel, instruction manual. This probably fell out. This is the tool, the multi-tool. You use it to do all of your disassembly work because it only has one screw holding the whole thing pretty much together. It also has this part which will hold the motor mount. This is supposed to bend up. Oh, there we go. It'll clamp around the motor. You have two more tools here. Nice little field ready toolkit. The battery. Now I say any battery that fits in this cradle, you can use any battery, so you don't have to use theirs. 1400 milliamp 4-cell. The actual drone, the antenna, which slides right in there. Nice little instructions on how to do it. They got great videos online for this product. So far, day one or day zero, they've done good so far. All one-piece body. Sensors to know how far it is away from the ground. So when you're flying in shield mode, it'll fly at a set level, and the only thing you have to worry about is flying it forward and making your turns, and it will keep its height. Rubber bands are actually holding the boom arm because this is one whole piece, and the motors are pre-mounted, and the connectors are down in the middle. If you remove the O-rings, pull the O-rings, like, and the only reason why I feel comfortable doing this is because, of course, long before it came out, they had the video online on how to do it. And of course, since I had pre-ordered, looking at it, I feel pretty much comfortable. I can pretty much take it apart. The videos are that simple. You just roll as you see, the wires are down in there. Disconnect those and boom, arm comes off. And of course, to get it to line up, you can hear it. That means it's lined up, and that holds it straight from rotating. And then you just roll the O-rings back up and on. It's got like a little ramp here, so it's tapered. So you literally roll it like so. Boom. And the back one comes off the same way. The only screw holding it all together is right under here. You pull up the rubber detent. That screw right there. And this whole piece comes right off. You have a USB connector there for upgrades. The ConX upgrades, like anything else, you connect it to the internet with the USB cable, which should be in here. Alright, Mr. Rubber, go on there. Okay, good. Of course, the ConX camera. There's the same ConX setup that you get if you were to buy just the ConX transmitter, the Mini, I think it is. And this is the same camera and the same protector that it comes with. They just integrated it into this drone. So the drone is one piece. The ConX transmitter for video is another piece put together. So you can take this piece, the receiver and transmitter for it is right in there on top. You can almost see it. another USB connector, and you can literally pull it out and stick it in something else. And it's worth $400. So half the cost of this whole unit is that one piece, the ConX, and that is just wonderful, to me at least. And of course, you know, as I said before, the battery slides upside down, slides right in, boom, and it connects. Now I'm going to read the manual, even though I'm just going to skim it because I also downloaded the manual. I'm going to skim it to see, you know, what's the differences. The online should be more up to date since they can change that. Antennas for the craft. Antenna for the video. And it's going to snap in here and sit like this. That's that. Let's see what else we got. Now it has prop guards. I don't know where to buy them, but it's got really cool prop guards. I might get the prop guards. I don't really need them. I'm not really a beginner, but I don't know, just to have them. You know, I might have a couple of friends fly this, and I feel safe with them flying this and some of my other racing drones, which all are now crashed and broken, and I'm having trouble fixing. This is just so pretty. Okay. And of course, most people use these boxes for transport. Here is another battery plate. You have this battery plate, and if you get a battery, you can use this one as a battery plate also. Of course, you'll have to get the rest of this. They do have the files to 3D print, and it's free. I don't have a 3D printer. Don't know anybody with one, but if I did, I could print this, stick a battery in it, and have spares. The diapose, it takes a lot of antennas. Here's 5. This is probably for the video reception. Spare props, pretty much standard. Strap, pretty much standard anytime you get a transmitter. USB cable for updating, which will be one of the first things I do. Another battery tray. You only get one battery. You got 2 trays. Of course, if they start selling a lot of them, you'll see that change. Here are the instructions on how to use their battery tray. It really does seem like they've left nothing to chance. You can get an ordinary battery as long as it fits in the cradle in here, in the picture. You can take the cord up through here and plug it in manually yourself. The only difference is this one has it built in. I rather like this method. I'm going to leave this in here. The receiver. Since ConX is it's a digital reception, not analog. 5 antennas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The diapose. Boom. So this will do the receiving, not your goggles. Of course, these are the controls for it. To mount it on a base station tripod, so it doesn't have to be connected anywhere near you, but then you'll have a USB out that will go to your goggles. Most goggles have a video in, and this is, you would use this. Now there's an adapter for most goggles, and I'll be using an adapter for mine until I get a set of goggles that take this directly in. Power, USB, updatable, one of the first things I'll do. Battery charger. Oh great, another one. But you can use your old regular old battery charger. This is probably going to charge slow, just owing to the fact that they usually do. If you have a professional grade charger, it will most likely charge fast. There's really nothing special about this battery. So this is great for somebody who doesn't have one. but I have too many chargers floating around, but this is great. And this will also do 3-cell if I am not mistaken. Yes, it will do, if I'm counting right, 2, 3, and 5. If I'm not counting right, who really cares? It'll charge the battery that comes with it. That's the important thing. Spare O-rings. I did kind of worry about that in the design when I first saw this on the internet, because I thought of things that can go wrong. Boom, snaps in half. Well, the motors, you get a new boom, and the motors will be replaceable. Replace a motor, do the wire. So I'm like, okay, the boom thing, but what if it twists? And then I saw the keeper key that you can feel it when it locks out. But then I thought, oh, the O-rings, that's gotta suck. Nope. Replacements are pretty easy to get. Now, I would imagine getting them on here, I would imagine you have to either try and get them over and around the motor. You can disconnect the motor. The screw is right there. But still, getting them in there is going to be a pain in the bootay. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that nut. The nut for the top of the screw. That's just ingenious. I like it. I like it already, having it on it. But anyway, you get spare O-rings to go with your spare props. More dipoles for the transmitter to control the craft. You could probably get mushroom antennas, but remember, this is for pretty much for racing and maybe some acro, and not by guys who are like super good at it. So people above my pay grade, you're not going to go that far away, not unless you're about to lose it. This is the power. It will siphon power from the transmitter to the receiver, so it can be powered, and this will plug into the transmitter. I learned that on a video. Ain't that so smart? Anyway, because you can use an outside source when it's on the tripod. You can use something else to power it or power it in. You can make one of these with a battery attached to it and power it. So there's so many ways to power this. Also, this is a cradle in and of itself. So, boom. Why is it a cradle, you ask? Why? That's coming up in the next part. The transmitter. I've seen it so many times. It's exactly like I dreamed it would be. Now, they never covered what this control was, so I have no idea. Could be a function for future use, or maybe for another product that they'll come out with. Here are your modes. Shield, where it maintains its own height, and you just worry about, you bring it off the ground, and from the instructions, max height is like 3 feet off the ground, 3-4 feet off the ground. You just leave that, and you can just turn left, turn right, and it will mix the banking, yaw, and everything with it. Forward, slow down, backwards, and this is, you could fly almost the whole thing with this stick. And if you need to go down on a hoop, of course, you come down and you fly. Now that's shield mode. Then you have normal mode. Here you have to actually mix normal flight of a quad. Normal flight of a quad. But it will still have some leveling. Acro, flips, acrobatics, doing U-turns, all of that is done in that mode. You cannot switch modes in flight. You have to turn it in standby, switch the mode, and then arm it. Which means you take off in shield, you're flying in shield until you put it down. Nice. Stop and land. You get back, or you're losing it out there, you hit this and it will come to a stop and land. Of course, be aware of where you have it when you do that, because the sensor doesn't know people, and pretty much you're bypassing everything, and this is pretty much an emergency button. It's just going to stop and land. And it ain't going to land too gently, so always be careful with that. I have a lot of devices that do landings, and none of them land gently from what I've seen. Of course, this is the power cable to go to your transmitter. Your whole receiver. Got to get the terms right. Your whole receiver can mount. Ta-da! And you get the power to it. Your line out for your goggles or your TV screen or whatever you're going to line out to. Of course, in the promos they show, like when they go to those events, they'll do this to a big screen TV. Since it is 1080p, beautiful picture, beautiful picture. Has an on-screen display, of course. That is what the cradle is for. Ta-da! Handle seems nice. It'll hold it up when you set it down. Boom. So, I think that is it. Oh, on the bottom. I'm imagining this is for a simulator, because I know on my radio I use this for a simulator. Of course, I'll read the directions and see, but it's most likely for a simulator, or it's an out cable. Maybe even it was made to use a buddy box, which is somebody experienced connects their radio to your radio, and they just sit there with their radio waiting for you to make a mistake, and then they take over. Charger, USB, upgradable. So I'll be checking that. You got 3 position switches here. From everything I read on the internet, nobody talks about them. These companies come out with things like this, and they might use someone else's circuit boards and other things, so those circuits were there for a 3 position switch, and they just leave them there. Sometimes the company figured, you know what, we're going to make a buttload of money off of this, so let's get something else to go with this, but don't tell anybody. Let's keep it a secret. They don't know we're going to make a buttload of money, and we're going to keep it a secret. But we know we're coming out with a helicopter. We're coming out with a speedboat and a motor car and a rocket ship, and we're going to need these switches. So maybe sometime in the future down the road, these switches will come into use. Because, of course, if they do come out with another product and this can be used for it, it will cut the price. This whole outfit was $799, $800. At $800, take away 4 for the ConX system. That leaves, it's still $400 system. If you take this out, you could probably take out another $100. So that would bring it down to 3. So if they come out with another quad or whatever, you can drop the price another $100. It might come with the Connex or not. I don't know if Falcore, I guess it's all one company, but as a first entry level, I have to say bravo. And maybe it's because I'm not, I'll show this to one of my more experienced friends, but so far from my intermediate skill level, bravo. Charging plug. I got so many of these, I really do not need to start labeling them. Oh, if you're in the US, you know you have to register. I usually put my sticker somewhere like there, maybe there. I'm creative with it. I can stick it anywhere, stick it on the bar. Who cares? Obviously, I don't even think most people care. I don't even know why I do. Yet another charging cable! Yay! That's most likely for this. Yay! Well, it is for that. That's the only thing that will take that. And yes, another USB cable. Oh my God! Who doesn't have 15 million of these laying around their house? But I'm glad they said it. Okay, that way you know you have at least a complete set. Well, this one is an adapter USB to MIDI. So I guess if I wanted to patch it, no, same damn thing. Okay, well, whatever. I got to. Yeah. And I think that has reached the end of Sergeant Ray's wonderful unboxing, ta-da, Nothing in that. Unboxing of the Falcore drone. I guess I will go outside after I have some quiet time alone with my darling, my precious, my pretty precious. Carbon fiber frame, one piece. After I have some time with my precious to run some updates, charge some batteries, I guess I will go out really close to the house and, you know, do a little running. LED lights. Of course, the lights will tell you something. Run my updates. Of course, since you see the props are tilted forward and staggered, of course, when you come off the ground, it's going to fly like this. So that means you're tilted slightly nose up. That's because most racing is done like this. This, of course, tilts. There's a screw back in here. I think, if I'm not mistaken from the videos, a tightening screw. Right now it's focused down because it's going to go nice and easy. As you do this, you start to lose horizon picture in your goggles. So good racers, high above my pay grade, have it way up. Of course, when they come in and go level flight, they are looking at the sky. They're looking up here because their cameras, but they're so good, it doesn't matter. They spend most of their time like this. Imagine, I mean, you're coming up on turn one. You basically, and it's just, the guys in my race, in our race circuit, they are amazing pilots. And then we got guys who don't do racing that are just straight amazing pilots. I'm trying to be one of those. And I figure I really like tech. And tech I can afford and this is tech you can afford. And at least if I can't be one of them, I can fake it really well. I did not realize this. I thought I was going to have to cut this off, and no, I don't have to cut it. It just comes right off. And I don't know if you can see this, but basically it just shows you how it slides in, which is not rocket science. That's the big thing about this drone. Nothing really on this drone is rocket science. And I know on the forums a lot of people are upset, or you know, the non-political or the scientific word, or butthurt is the best word for it. Yes, butthurt. I said it. I'll say it again. They're butthurt because Falcore marketed this like an arcade game, which is true. These guys above my skill level, again, they absolutely did. They marketed it like crack cocaine. Stop being so butthurt. If somebody buys it and they crash it, it was their money, it was their choice. If somebody wants to buy a Maserati, they don't stop him if he's got the money. Sure, he shouldn't have it. Sure, he's going to crash it. Yes, he's going to be Justin Bieber and drive like a total moron. That's called free choice. I'm not going to be a moron, or at least I'm going to try not to be, because I don't like crashing this kind of money. But don't be butthurt. If half the people who get into this use 5-wire balancing plug to charge battery. Of course 5-wire because it's a 4-cell. 4 wires and then one for, I forgot what one for positive, I guess. The other 4 for negative. Something like that, but 4s always have 5. 5s always have 6. Blah, 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 blah. Once again, people above my pay grade know this in their sleep. People below my pay grade don't. So this is great to tell them. But of course, they'll figure it out and they'll learn. Bring more people into this. More people into it. Some of them will stay. Some will stick. Some will not. This is the balance plug, of course. And with this charger, this is how it charges. It doesn't have the quintessential plugging here and using a charger here to monitor. It just plugs straight into this one. And since this is the fattest one, then that tells me that this is 4, 3, 2. Yeah, I don't know how I don't know. See, once again, don't know how I got that wrong. It's got 3 pins, that means it's 2 cells. It's got 4 pins, that means 3 cells. It's got 5 pins, that means 4 cells. So it will charge all of that. And of course, it pushes right in when not in use. I like that. Nice and neat. Slides right in the back. No transmitter connection. If it crashes, turn your transmitter into standby. Well, not standby, turn it off. This is the tone you get to go find it. I live in a desert. This might come in handy. Very bright rear LEDs. That is pretty much it. I guess the next time I see you guys, okay, okay. Next time I see you, gotta stay strong, stay strong. I can do this. All right. I just need a moment. All right. I guess next time you guys see this, I will be taking it out and just doing some minor stuff. It's kind of windy today. It depends on whether I can still stand up straight once I get it. And all you haters out there who hate the fact that maybe people of my pay grade and lower are going to get this and flood the racetracks, get a grip. We're not going to beat any of you guys who have serious skill. We're not going to beat any of you with this. If you're buying this because you want to be king of the racetrack, you're only going to be king of the racetrack if everybody else is at your skill level. If you ever want to get up to the guys who are prudes and get up to their skill level, this is excellent because you can turn the shield mode off, get a little bit more experience. Turn on acro. Start practicing your acro. And when you can master this and do dances with it, go buy another one. It's kind of heavy. You're not going to beat. All right, baby, all right. She's so impatient. It's our honeymoon. I expect to get some congratulations. It's our honeymoon. Isn't she beautiful? Anyway, don't be haters. You see somebody with this, help them out. Give them praise, give them instruction, give them guidance. First of all, because if you don't give them guidance, they're going to do it anyway. Props hurt. Open veins. Prop guard would be nice. They should have sold it with it. But, you know, hey. Thanks for watching. For the few of you or whoever of you watched. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the flying field.